Hey there, my name's Colton, and in this video I just wanted to talk about who I am, what I'm doing, why I wanted to start the channel, why I'm doing any of this, and just kind of an overview of my life. So without much further ado, let's get into it. So more than anything, with this channel, I want it to be real. I want it to be something that anyone can look at and be like, wow, he struggles a lot sometimes. And I want people to be able to look at it and realize that even though I'm struggling like time after time after time, even though I just keep failing at that muscle up, let's say, or I keep failing at a front lever, or I'm just not able to do any more push-ups, I'm still gonna keep trying. And I want to be able to help motivate people to keep trying themselves. I just want to be that person who's like, hey, you can do this. In that as friendly and uncomfortable a way as I can. So, I'm a person who, when I was younger, I wasn't the healthiest. I was always in sports, trying out every single sport I could, like I think most kids my age would. And none of them really stuck, except for two. I always loved cross country and basketball. Like, basketball was my jam, but I wasn't the best at it, so I decided to stop following that endeavor, and it just wasn't for me. But running, I did that every single year of my life up until I was around 14. I just decided to stop, and that was that. But I wasn't always the healthiest when I was running. I would not eat the food I should be eating. I wasn't drinking nearly enough water ever, but I was very, very skinny. I struggled a lot with my weight and my self-image just because I wanted to be one of the better runners out there. I wanted to feel like I was in shape enough to keep up with everyone else, but my eating habits weren't good enough, and I thought that by eating less and less, I would be able to get myself in the shape I wanted to be in. And for a while, it honestly was working. Like, I was getting some of the best times I had ever. I ran a mile in 5 minutes and 30 seconds, but it just wasn't healthy and it wasn't good for my body. So after a while, I just started to deteriorate. I was at a point in my 10th grade year where I had been, no, it was my 9th grade year. I was 5'10" and 90 pounds. And that was when I kind of realized that, hey, I need to make a change. So then when my 10th grade year, my parents had expected me to keep up cross country like I always had, but I came to them and I kind of had an argument with them for a very long time over what I wanted from my life and what they thought I wanted. And I ended up ultimately convincing them that I shouldn't be doing cross country, and they agreed just because of where I was at in my life. And almost immediately after stopping cross country, I shot back up in weight. I had gone up 20 pounds. I went from 90 to 110, and then from 110, I went immediately up to like 130. And it was not healthy weight either. It was me not doing anything, me just eating everything I could find. But at that point, it didn't matter too much. I was just putting on some healthy fat because I had nothing before that. And so one day I was like, hey, yo, Wesley, my buddy. And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, so, do you want to just do weights with me? Like, you're an in shape person. I think I'm gonna try and get to that point of being in shape. And so he and I signed up for a weights class that we could have together. And we started lifting weights every day. And at that point, that like turned me on to being in shape, trying to find a new way to be in shape because running was not healthy for me personally. I think it is a great sport for other people, but just in my experience, it was not something that I could continue. But he and I got into the weight room. We started working out together. After weights, like when weights ran out, I stopped doing any exercise altogether. I just didn't have any desire to work out again. And so all my desire had left until I went on a California trip with my aunts and my family. While we were there, we were walking back to the car after the day had ended, and my Aunt Anna was like, "Hey, why don't we take a look at you, like, see where you've come?" And so I had shown everyone my body in that family, and my aunt was like, "Yeah, you got some abs there." And I was like, "Do I?" So I looked down, and sure enough, there were small signs of abs. It was nothing impressive, but it was slightly seeable, and that turned me back on instantly. And so the entire rest of that summer, I worked out as much as I could, as consistently as I could. And then when school started back up for a while, I dropped back down to doing almost nothing. But I eventually found a way to just keep pushing on. I talked with my girlfriend for a very long time, and she agreed that it would be a good idea for me to try and put on some weight, because at that point I had dropped back down to almost 128, I think is where I was weighing most of the time. And so we agreed that I should try and find a way to put some back on, which I think was a great thing that she helped me find. And so I started doing calisthenics. I did workouts with people like ThenX, or I watched Brownie a lot, and they helped me motivate. Like, they helped me find this desire for bodyweight training, and I think it's one of the best things that I've ever decided to do. And through all of this, I've been able to just gain some weight back, and it's muscle weight, which is the type of weight that I would like. Right now, I'm sitting at 5'11", and I'm 145 pounds, and that is not the best weight I want, but it is a good weight, I think, and it's just where I'm at. My goals in this channel and my own personal workout is to be able to gain 5 pounds. I want to get up to 150 pounds. That is my ideal weight for now. I think when I get up there, I'm probably going to want to gain more and see myself push further, but I just want to get up to that weight. That seems like a good weight for me. I want to be able to do a one-armed push-up, which right now I am nowhere near, but I know that if I keep pushing at it, I'm going to get that eventually. Another big goal I have is to do the muscle-up, which right now for me is unachievable, but I can do assisted muscle-ups. And I think if I keep training that, eventually I'll be able to do a muscle-up, which I think would be wonderful. My last really big goal for myself is to be able to do a 5-second front lever. That is a move where right now I can only do front lever pulls, and they aren't even the cleanest pulls, but I want to be able to make everything just look nice and clean and get that front lever for 5 seconds. I'm gonna end this video off today by just showing some of my bigger check-ins. So my push-ups, my pull-ups, my wide grip pull-ups, and I think I have my dips in there as well, and that's just my maxes for everything. In the clouds and it feels like heaven. While you're here, then you know you'll be just fine. For you know that you're intoxicated. Fall asleep to a kiss that tastes like wine. But even dreaming, no, you can't escape it. Once it's over,